Lesson 39. Along. If I want to go from here to the station, must I go along Oxford Street?
Yes, if you want to go from here to the station, you must go along Oxford Street.
Which streets do you walk along when you go home?
I walk along Oxford Street when I go home.
Is there a white line along the road from here to Watford?
Yes, there's a white line along the road from here to Watford.
Way. Which is the quickest way to the station from here?
The quickest way to the station from here is to go along Oxford Street.
Which is the best way to remember something very well?
The best way to remember something very well is to repeat it often.
Do you know the way from here to Manchester by road?
Yes, I know the way from here to Manchester by road.
What is the best way to learn a language?
The best way to learn a language is to study a lot and repeat, repeat and repeat.
How often? How often do you come here?
I come here 5 times a week.
How often do you go to the cinema?
I go to the cinema about once a month.
How often do we live?
We only live once.
How often do you text your friends?
I text my friends once a day.
Health. Healthy. Unhealthy. Fresh. Chips. Salad. Is it good for the health to eat fresh fruit and vegetables?
Yes, it's good for the health to eat fresh fruit and vegetables.
Which is healthier to have with our lunch, chips or salad?
Salad is healthier to have with our lunch than chips.
Is it healthy to go to bed late every day?
No, it isn't healthy to go to bed late every day. It's unhealthy to go to bed late every day.
Agree. 2 plus 2 equals 7. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree that 2 plus 2 equals 7. I disagree.
Do you agree that Paris is an ugly place?
No, I don't agree that Paris is an ugly place. I disagree.
Do you always agree with everything people say?
No, I don't always agree with everything people say. Sometimes I agree and sometimes I disagree.
Which is it right to say? I agree or I'm agree?
It's right to say I agree.
Add. 14 plus 80 equals 94. What am I doing?
You're adding 14 and 80.
Is it complicated to add the numbers 15 and 30 together?
No, it isn't complicated to add the numbers 15 and 30 together. It's simple.
What do we sometimes add to our tea and coffee?
We sometimes add milk and sugar to our tea and coffee.
What do you add to a regular verb to form its past tense?
We add the letters ed to a regular verb to form its past tense.
Jump. Can you jump over this table with both your feet together?
No, I can't jump over this table with both my feet together.
Can you jump up and touch the ceiling?
No, I can't jump up and touch the ceiling.
Why not?
Because the ceiling's too high.
Can you jump as high as a house?
No, I can't jump as high as a house.
Corner. At. What's this?
It's a corner of the table.
Are you sitting in a corner of this room?
Yes, I'm sitting in a corner of this room.
Can you sit at the corner of a round table?
No, I can't sit at the corner of a round table.
Why not?
Because a round table has no corners.
Where am I standing?
You're standing at the corner of the table.
Where am I standing?
You're standing in the corner of the room.
Ship. Boat. Can we go by ship from Paris to Milan?
No, we can't go by ship from Paris to Milan.
Why not?
Because both cities are inland.
Is a boat larger than a ship?
No, a boat isn't larger than a ship, it's smaller than a ship.
Almost. Are we almost at the end of the lesson?
Yes, we're almost at the end of the lesson.
Does almost everybody in this country have a mobile phone?
Yes, almost everybody in this country has a mobile phone.
Desk. Office. Job. Where do we generally see people sitting at desks?
We generally see people sitting at desks in offices and classrooms.
In some jobs, can people work from home instead of going to an office?
Yes, in some jobs, people can work from home instead of going to an office.
Is it easier to get a good job in your country if you speak English?
Yes, it's easier to get a good job in my country if you speak English.
Start. When does next season start?
Next season starts on the 21st of March.
Lesson 40. Birthday. When's your birthday?
My birthday's on the 4th of May.
What do we say to people on their birthday?
We say happy birthday to people on their birthday.
Hi. Meet. Nice to meet you. How are you? What can we say when we meet a friend?
When we meet a friend, we can say hi. How are you?
What can we do when we meet somebody for the first time?
When we meet somebody for the first time, we can say hello, nice to meet you, and shake hands with them.
When you go to meet somebody, do you always arrive early?
No, when I go to meet somebody, I don't always arrive early. Sometimes I arrive early and sometimes I arrive late.
Bring, take. What's the difference between bring and take?
The difference between bring and take is that bring means carry here, whereas take means carry there.
Bring your book to me, please. What are you doing?
I'm bringing my book to you.
Take your book to her, please. What are you doing?
I'm taking my book to her.
Give me a sentence with bring in it, please.
I bring my bag to the lesson with me.
Give me a sentence with take in it.
I take my bag home with me after the lesson.
What am I doing?
You're taking your book into the corridor.
What am I doing?
You're bringing your book into the classroom.
Do you bring a pen with you to school?
Yes, I bring a pen with me to school.
Do you take this book home with you after the lesson?
No, I don't take that book home with me after the lesson.
Why not?
Because it isn't mine.
Do you bring any food with you to school?
No, I don't bring any food with me to school.
Do you take a camera with you when you go on holiday?
Yes, I take a camera with me when I go on holiday.
What do you bring with you to school?
I bring my book, my bag, and my pen with me to school.
Quite. Do you speak English quite well?
Yes, I speak English quite well.
Do you go to the cinema quite often?
No, I don't go to the cinema very often.
Do you think learning English is quite easy, quite difficult, or very difficult?
I think learning English is quite difficult.
Pure, impure. Is pure water bad for the body?
No, pure water isn't bad for the body. It's good for the body.
Is the wine we buy in the shops always pure?
No, the wine we buy in the shops isn't always pure. Sometimes it's pure and sometimes it's impure.
Promise. Do you ever promise to give something to somebody and then not give it?
Yes, I sometimes promise to give something to somebody and then not give it.
Do you always do what you promise to do?
No, I don't always do what I promise to do.
Polite. Impolite. Adult. Teenager. Are waiters and waitresses always polite to people in restaurants?
No, waiters and waitresses aren't always polite to people in restaurants. Sometimes they're polite and sometimes they're impolite.
Are teenagers generally more polite than adults?
No, teenagers aren't generally more polite than adults. They're generally less polite than adults.
Excuse me. When we want to speak to somebody we don't know, what's the first thing we generally say?
When we want to speak to somebody we don't know, the first thing we generally say is, "Excuse me."
Give me an example, please.
"Excuse me, can you tell me the way to the station, please?"